12 inches by 8 inches. So 8, 4 by 12, and then 850 by 2 inches. Okay. What is this problem is about? Just have you read this document before? So then you have an inclined plane and there is one block which is setting up. So at one angle it will start sliding in. Okay, and what angle it is sliding in, you need to find. So if you are given a chance to work out this with us theoretical or physical laboratory, so then you can keep on changing the angle and then see. You can measure the angle. You can really decide what angle it is sliding in. So in order to do it on this computer, how do you do it? That is what this question is. And then also here very clearly solve this problem using this analytical method at end of this tutorial. Please look at this.
At least it's had pictures.
This is what your whole of this formula. So this is nothing different from our rigid body analysis.
I might do the first one tonight.
Okay. So then he has given you all the information. Please, I would advise calculate manually first and then start working on your simulation. Okay? I will be looking at this, what is your values here, acceleration, the x direction, and then what is actually you are going to get it from your simulation, and then what is the percentage of error, and then what is the angle you get in your actual calculation. This is 16.7, he says that. So then what is the actual from the simulation. So you just clearly mention those things. First work out your all this analytical method and then keep this information ready. And then put it on the first exercise 2 here and clearly declare this is analytical method. And then use formula. And then come back to our tutorial. So guys, first few steps is not going to change it drastically different from the previous one. File, if you have already created, you import a file, otherwise, and then pick a new database. So you can see this, I go with this click new model database. Model 1, let us say this is model 2. If I say this one, field information, validate, successfully validated. Model 2, and then when it comes to the units, look at this, I'm changing to inferior. And then also I'm changing my folder. And then 25th May, I create one more folder, this is inclined plane. Okay, so now say okay. So next step to look at this. Can you see the, you can see the dots on the back, and that is what the grid is about. And then spacing, we can change the spacing, and then we don't change this y coordinate. We can change this spacing. That is what he said, that you keep this 1 inches. So first thing, and then make okay. This is what we have done. So then second step, adjust the working grid. In order to be familiar with this, all this commands, that's what is one of the exercise you will be doing it. So look at this, and then you can go these settings and then working grid, and then change here from the spacing 1 inches. 1 inch, and also 1 if you keep in, and then now the moment you say that changes all your grid here. It has changed.
Because my angle's bad.
Now you need to create
The light's messing with the camera from that angle.
So construction of geometry of the plane and crate. So plane, what is that? Talk about this plane, and then I talked about this ramp and then also crate. But you may be using this plane. Let me use the same. Okay. So 50, 3 inches and then 8 inches. Okay. Now here is the thing. So click your rigid body. Okay. Click your rigid body, and then check your all these boxes, length, height, and then width. This is 50 inches, and then tab, and then what is that? 3 inches, huh?
Yeah.
Inches, and then this is 8 inches. Third one?
50 by 2 by 8.
8. So now, when I come back to this, I can just left mouse button click and then also make it work. Otherwise, I can click right button click here, and then you can see this location comes up here. The window location comes up, and then what I do, I change to 0, 0, 0, and then just say enter. Won't like anything like. Say apply. See, the moment you say apply, it has come in. Now I can't see this full window, so what I do, see, and then just use your left mouse button, zoom in and zoom out. So whether it has created a solid or not, how do you make sure? Just click R here and then press button, and then you can see this object has created. See then right button click here, so then right button click, and also you can say the shaded.
Oh. Do you want us to shade it?
Oh, whatever. You are fancy guys. I will leave it to you guys to come up with whatever the color you want. Just it is up to you.
Change the color.
Huh? You can change the color, but you have to go
What color
back to
did you
the
want?
here and then settings.
Purple, yeah?
Color to
So I will go back to this and then the front
Change the color.
front view. So this ramp or what is that plane is now horizontal. Please remember, I need to really tilt at an angle, and then later on what I do, because it is a 16.7 from our theoretical value, up to 15 I can just straight away tilt it, and then between 15 and 20 we can do a bit of experiment. Okay? Yeah, then otherwise it takes a longer time. So now I need to create a crate. 15, 3, and then also this is what is this dimension? 12 inches by 4 inches by 8. 12 by 4 by 8. I go back to this again, so then you can zoom and then create right button click, and then also the shaded white frame, you go back and then cancel this, but I need to create the crate here. So crate is what? 12 by 12 inches by 4 by 8, right? 4 inches by 8 inches. Okay. See, now this has come up now. Okay, I'm just exactly placing on this. See that it is coincident with the grid. Please remember. If you don't set up the grid, it is not going to coincide, then we will run into a lot of trouble to coincide. You have to figure it out how to, that's an advanced level, so then I don't want to go to at this point. Okay, this is what, now I can right button click here and then rename again I did last time. So what is that? He said the plane, huh? Plane. And then before you just check, right click, field information, validate. Say OK, and then say OK. So that is done. Click here, and this is right button click, and then rename this. What is this one? Yes, great. straight away right button and then field information validate. That takes up this name, that is what it is. It validates the name what you have put in. So next step is either you can define the mass of this block, or you can start rotating your all of this plane and then also with this block. I'll just follow what he has given. Rename, still we are in here. Rename. So we have created this crate also.
What?
We have renamed it correctly.
Is it still recording? Is it in proper view? Is it
Okay.
like in proper
Set
view?
the model inclination to 15 degrees. Why is that is 15 degrees specifically? So theoretical value we got it around 16.7, and we know up to 15 it is not going to change anything, even if you just tilt it. So beyond that 15 degrees you can do every 5.5 degrees or 0.25 degrees you can do a bit of experiment. So orientation. See, when you want to change this orientation, there is a process just you need to adopt. Here, click this plane, right button click. And then modify. If you click this modify, you should get this one out. Now what I do, I go to this plane, and then this is where you need to understand this. So can you see this on the solid box 2 and then box 1? Under that it is in centimeter, and the mark 1 and mark 2. That is the one which is history, which is very, very important. What it does with this your inertial reference frame, every object is attached with this translation and rotational coordinate. And that is how they have made it very convenient to work with this software. Every object which comes with its own translation and rotated coordinate, and then with reference to our reference frame, we can really rotate and then also translate and then find out exactly what is the displacement and the position and also your velocity acceleration. Not only that, angular velocity and then linear velocity, angular acceleration, linear acceleration, everything. And that is very important, what you should understand, that's called marker. They don't say this, it's a coordinate system or a translating coordinate system, they come up with this different name, marker. Because this software, it is been in the industry for more than at least 45, 50 years now, before we born probably. So then they have set up some of this nomenclature, they have not even changed. So they keep keeping the same nomenclature. And that is what I understand, but beyond that I really don't know much about this software development. So I click right button on the marker here, right button click, and then go to modify. The moment you click this modify, I can see this orientation 0, 0. All the history comes up on the name, location, where it is, exactly at 0 coordinate. And also the curve is not important for us. And the orientation, you can see this orientation 0, 0, 0. That means it is not rotated, it is totally horizontal. And what I do, I change this orientation to 15 degrees. So 15 degrees only in which direction it is rotating? It is rotating about Z, please remember. Right? So then just change it and then say apply. So the moment you apply, what is going to happen, you just see. So this is not aligned, right? So zoom in. So this block has just left as it is, and then this is the only thing which has rotated. Now we need to align the block to the plane. So in order to do that, we have got a different method. So you just can't straight away rotate this. So then it rotates itself there in a local axis, and if you use this align and rotate. So align. So then you come back to this one of this here. See, there is a button. Just right button click here, and then one of this tool, rotate the object. See, you can see the rotate object above or aligned with the grid or geometric feature. We are using this geometric feature alignment. So we just pick this one up and then put this 15 degrees. That is what goes to something else. So pick this one, crate. You can see this crate name appears when you start clicking it. 15 degrees, right button click. Huh?
Oh no.
So first click at this. What you should be doing now?
You rotated about the
Rotate above. Rotate above what?
the middle, isn't it?
Z axis.
Yeah. See here. You can see this rotate about this. So I want to rotate about this plane. And then
Don't tell that.
see here. About this. Rotate it straight. Can you see now? So you can shape it. So rotate the crate about this z-axis here. I picked up this one of this. That is what the bit of sensitiveness you can see now. So otherwise sometimes you can't do it straight away. So it is now aligned. See what we would be doing. So I go back to this as a front
Why can't we just do it so?
and then look at your. Now there is a requirement to create this joint between this plane and this crate. And then earlier there was no joint requirement. We have just dropped this one single rigid body. Now there are two rigid bodies which is now connecting each other. Just how it is connecting? It is just sliding each other. Right? We need to create that sliding movement. Unless otherwise you connect each other with this some means, it is not going to happen. So that is what the connection is now coming in. We use these connections. So when you use these connections, so connectors are going to show us clearly from the picture or model, and then whether it is connected or not. So then this is also a bit tricky part, guys. Go to the connectors here, so after the body, you can see the connector, and then we can see lot of connectors, rotating connectors, and then sliding translational connector, and this is cylindrical joint. There are so many options, and then we can create some more options here. What I am interested in, this is an just translational, and then with this plane, and then also crate. Translational joint, it is just sliding. It is not rotating. It is not supposed to rotate, it is just sliding. So pick up this translational joint, and then what you do, select two bodies, one location. Why is that? I am connecting between crate and also with this plane, sorry. So, and then one location, what is that location? It's one of the edges could be your location. So which edge I am going to pick it up, just pick. So then I am rotating, and then also pick this geometry feature, and then I connect this. You can see now, crate. So click crate first, and also the plane. You can see now, it comes up straight away with the pictures. If you don't get a message, you can't. So now you can see, if I show the corner, there is a circle mark. Can you see that circle mark? So that is how it is activated now. it has two body is understood, we need to connect together, and then I want to connect, and then it is activated, you can go all around the corner, but I want to connect at that corner. So I will just connect this corner, click open, sorry, and then this gets me now option, translation in which direction. Whether this direction, the shown direction, or this direction, or even this direction. You can clearly define. But which direction you want to? This is the direction you are really interested in. So I click this. Can you see now? This translation joint has appeared. And that translation joint also has got a marker now. That marker has